Sure, we can do another skip sauntering snippets while I'm waiting for the school buses to roll up from the grandson's kindergarten class coming to the Squam Science Center for a day to walk around and see everything. And I think the grandson will enjoy it. And I'm blessed to be able to be a chaperone. But yet another topic. If you notice that with the leaked document that Brett Kavanaugh signed has set up an entire firestorm of the outrage that the unenumerated, quote-unquote, right to kill a baby may be thrown out under the guise of Roe versus Wade, which, again, I state, both people on the left and the right have decided that it was very poor law. And frankly, it should never have been something that was in the purview of the federal government anyways, because of the 10th Amendment and my idea, in my view of the Constitution. The state legislatures were already dealing with it based on what was necessary, needed, or wanted by the people of that particular state. And I hope that Roe versus Wade is thrown out and let it go back to the legislature. But that's not the primary purpose of this snippet. I also am watching the gun control debate going on around, where basically the civilian disarmament militia is trying to get rid of all guns from everybody because of the actions of a few. The hundreds, million or more of us who are law-abiding are going to have to suffer the penalty. It's like what Obama said. My salvation will not come until the collective salvation is achieved. In other words, you are a group. You will suffer the actions of any individual within your group, whether you participated in that evilness or not. And trust me, when you're killing school kids, you have an overinflated, narcissistic, self-indulgent, self-righteous view of yourself that you count more than others. Read my previous snippet on body positivity, that it's all about me, me, me. And that's what the boomers and the next generation have turned out. The me, 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 me generation. But I digress. So Congress, the House being dominated by the Democrats, have gone all out and trying to do everything that they can. But even they had to settle for raising the age from 18 to 21 for semi-automatics rifles. They want responsible storage. Like, what, are you going to send in the FBI to check that my guns are locked up every night? Hey, I'm not stupid. Most people aren't stupid. With young kids in the house, everything gets locked up and they can't know what the code or the key or where the key is stored. So there. But they also want to restrict others. A lot of them want to start doing what Dianne Feinstein has said for years, which is, we're only going to allow you to have certain firearms. Well, I'm sorry, that's an infringement. I'm tired of the left saying, oh, it's common sense, it's common sense, it's common sense. I'm sorry, I hear common sense along with other law-abiding, constitutional-loving people, and common sense is just a mixed-up verbiage for infringed. They hate that clause. They always say, oh, it's all about the militia, as expecting the rest of us to not understand how to diagram a sentence. The prefatory clause does not take over the operative clause, nor the purpose, which is to protect the state, which means that we have to have the same arms. I'm sorry, the Second Amendment and Article 2 of the New Hampshire Constitution never said anything about firearms or long guns or handguns. They said arms, as in military arms. If I could afford an F-15, kitted out with every single weapon that I could, I'd do it, because unlike Joe Biden, I also know that I can or should be able to own a cannon, because the early founders issued letters of marque to private citizens who had their own ships outfitted with cannons to go privateering and seize British flag vessels. But I digress. It was never a case of common sense. But what we're seeing is an erosion of and from the phrase, you don't need that. I'm sorry, need has nothing to do with it. Need is what you want to restrict me to. Freedom allows me to have it whether you like it or not. And that's the message of the day. My name is Skip, and this has been Skip's Sauntering Snippets.
Croc TV.